Let's watch this Quietkills video, shall we? Fuck it. Let's see. Is this on the way maxed out?
News for you all today. The DBD community has finally reached its breaking point, and behavior only has two real options they can make right now. And those options are either to comply or die. So if behavior continues to ignore the very people who they rely on to
Okay, I'm gonna pause it for like 2 fucking seconds, right? I know we're like 14 seconds in, and yes, I know you're thinking, wow, this guy's already about to start yapping. He hasn't even like heard anything about the video already. I understand that. But hear me out. What he's saying, right? Comply or die. I like fully understand this, primarily because I was saying this before, right? DBD right now is only changing things because the player base is fucking plummeting, bro. After the Chandler Riggs shit, after the failure of FNAF and its entirety, after the numerous bugs, after the numerous bad changes in which they like giga buff survivors, their player base was just at like an alarming, like, bro, it had its higher player base with the release of FNAF, and it lost so much players so quickly that they were like, bro, what the fuck are we, like, whoa, put it in reverse, Terry. And they were like, guys, they're like, there was like 10 fire alarms going off over there, bro. Like, it's on fire. And then they had like a whiteboard meeting, and they're like, okay, how do we fill this hole? Pause. How do we fix this situation better? Anyways, they're like, okay, we're gonna release more skins. Yes, that'll totally fix the problem. So then they go ahead and release some more like punk rock fucking collections, some boo-boo ass shit that no one really cares about. They're gonna go ahead and release more killer skins. Cool. Try and distract us from the fact that their game is absolute poo. And then they're also going to slap us in the face with 1 million BP, slap us in the face with more steroids to take that they will honestly not even fucking bother to look at, that they're just going to like look at and absolutely wipe their booty hole with. And on top of that, they're just going to keep trying to take money from their player base. And as like an entirety and as a community, we're kind of like a little bit fed up and like tired of this fucking hamster wheel of mess up and kind of apologize with blood points or like some like weird incentive or like extension of an event that a lot of people kind of like don't even like to begin with. And that's just kind of like where we are. So they're at a point now where it's like, okay, we're losing so many players. We kind of just need to like listen to them for the first time in forever, like on some Frozen type shit. Shout out my girl Elsa. Anyways, for the first time in a long time, they're actually listening to their player base and trying to make some changes that will actually positively affect the game. And since they're actually trying to do something good, like all the people at the behavior, bro, absolute fucking idiots. A fucking chimpanzee could probably like come up with better ideas in their whiteboard meeting. Anyways, they thought it'd be a great idea to buff the fucking survivors, i.e., giving themselves more opportunities to make money, and then say fuck you to killers. Because, and I said this in the Discord, why make one killer happy when you can make 4 survivors happy? You know what I mean? So you have 4 times the opportunity to make money over the one. So let's make a bunch of survivor skins. Let's make a bunch of like survivor collabs. Let's buff the fuck out of survivors. Let's get survivors to like, they're like survivor. Okay, what is the one thing you want to do and every single person on this planet love to do when they're playing a video game? They love to win. Right? They love to win, and they love to play games with their friends. If they make it so fucking easy to play with your friends and win survivor games at the same time, bro, you're gonna be on like this crazy fucking DBD high, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, like, hey Jim, DBD's kind of fire right now, bro. Like, should we start playing it again? And then like your guys are gonna keep playing, and since you're so fucking OP, you're gonna keep winning. More skins come out, more battle passes. You're like, bro, like I'm definitely gonna buy this because I'm so locked into this game right now. I want to get as much cosmetics as I can on top of a bunch of like other like stupid shit that they keep adding into the game for the survivors. And for the killer, they're like, bro, honestly, you could just stand there, right? Like we don't really need you to do anything. You can't tunnel, you can't slug, you basically can't play, bro. We want you to start doing the mannequin challenge like it's fucking 2018 again. And it's kind of bullshit, bro. It really is. Like, it's such like a monopolization for survivors. I don't know. Like personally, I feel like they're kind of just like taking advantage of the community. So it's kind of like, for me, it's a deterrent for me to play the game. It really is. Just because I'm like, okay, well, like if we're gonna like hyper buff survivors and basically make killers obsolete, then why is there like even a reason to like play the game? You know what I mean? Because like the game right now, personally for me, DBD hasn't felt more unlike DBD than it does right now. Now, I know that they're walking back this slugging and tunneling change, and they're only walking it back temporarily. They said it's going to come out later, right? It was going to come out now, full heart, right? Full-heartedly. They were going to release that update right now, but it got so much backlash from the community that they're like, okay, I guess we got to tweak it a little bit. So now they're going to sit on it for a while, you know, maybe like 6 months, 7 months. And they're like, all right, guys, we finally fixed it. And it's going to be absolute dog shit again. But they're not going to have time to fix it. So they're just going to give it to us. And when they give it to us, we're just going to have to fucking deal with it. And when we deal with it, like, we're just settling. And it's going to like start this fucking thing over and over and over again. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, imposter, you sound like such a fucking complainer and such a Karen right now. I wholeheartedly understand, man. I wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from. But let me tell you, I don't like everything I say about this game doesn't come from like some like hater POV, right? Like some like, wow, I hope this game fucking like burns with my fucking torch and pitchfork. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the fact that the game, like I know it can be so good, and they purposely make it to where like it is so bad, pisses me the fuck off. And it pisses me the fuck off because I love the game so much. Not because I hate the game so much. And I know it. And a lot of people have been telling me, bro, just take a break from it. And I'm currently doing that right now, right? For the most part. Like, I'm playing DBD maybe once a week. Maybe twice a week. Not even that, bro. Like the last time I played was over a week ago, right? I'm playing it once in a while now instead of playing it every single day and playing for hours at a time and stressing over every single change, stressing over making like different builds and like creating content. Which, like, right now, the content in the Dead by Daylight space is so fucking dry, man. So dry. So dry. Like, there's not really anything else to do besides, like, the normal builds and, like, random funny moments. And, hey, look at, like, my 5-gen chase against, like, this absolute plumber who's been playing the game for approximately 42 minutes and 7 seconds. Other than that, there's, like, nothing new with DBD. Like, everything just kind of feels super, like, stale and dry right now. And it's kind of making, like, the creative, like, side of, like, my mind, which is, I'm not gonna lie, guys, not very, existent. But, like, at least, like, what I do have is making it, like, kind of just, like, dwindle. And, like, the fire just kind of, like, dim. I don't really know how, like, other creators feel about DBD right now. But, like, and I can't speak for everyone. But, like, personally, like, every time I play DBD, it kind of just feels, like I said before, like, you know, like, the equivalent of, like your mother asking you to go do chores when you really don't want to. And you're like, fuck, I guess I'll do it, mother. You know, like, you're not happy to do it. At the same time, you're not like, well, I'm going to die if I do it. Or, like, it's not like it's the end of the world if I play it, you know? That's just kind of like where I am with DBD right now.
Consume their product and keep their
Rant.
business afloat,
Rant.
those same people will simply stop consuming their product and stop funding their business.
Get in there.
Breaking
sub by
news.
sub by sub.
DBD's newest PTB is reportedly so bad, Michael Myers has allegedly been found bouncing on it in the main building at Mount Ormond Resort just to make ends meet. Back
me next
to you. Anyways, it looks like the overwhelming collective community outrage being hurled at Behavior's dome over the past week has actually managed to pay off. Because just the other day, Behavior officially announced that the anti-slug and anti-tunnel changes were too punishing for killers and are now being delayed for further testing. Turns out we will actually be getting another PTB in the future to test the new changes after they rework them, which means we win. For now. So a huge round of applause for every single person who made their voices heard, whether it was in my comment section, on Twitter, in the forums, or wherever, because you all are the reason that this is getting delayed and reworked for live servers. It looks like Behavior is finally starting to realize that the community is reaching its breaking point, and we're tired of just being ignored and talked down to by a team of totally incompetent game devs who constantly churn out buggy, poorly designed, and unfinished slop while they pander to the loud minority of perpetual crybabies who spend all day engagement farming on Twitter. I mean, even in arguably the most survivor-sided PTB the game has ever seen, people were still regularly quitting, giving up, and complaining on the PTB. You literally cannot please these people no matter what you do for them. Boom! Sweet, nice. All right, we'll try to use this as pressure and catch up with this person here. They already quit! What the fuck? It's my first time playing the killer. What are you quitting for?
Let's be honest, people will find the most absurd fucking reason to DC from a lobby, bro. They'll be like, oh my god, bro, I ran into a fucking rock. Oh no. Bro, bro, the wind going east to west and not fucking west to east. Bro, fuck this game, bro. Oh my god, you're telling me I got a fucking common toolbox out of the fucking the chest instead of a yellow toolbox? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, excuse me? Like on some pitch perfect shit, bro. And like, they will just DC. They don't care. I mean, look, I like full-heartedly understand that it's like PTB, and honestly, who the fuck cares in PTB, right? You're kind of just there to like test things. Like, it doesn't even necessarily matter if you're playing like up against normal people or not. But from like a content standpoint, I can understand this being very frustrating, because when you are playing the PTB and trying to get footage on the new killer, a lot of times you're waiting for a lobby upwards to like 20 to 30 minutes, right? Like some 2v8 fucking queue type shit. And it's very annoying. It's very annoying when you get into a game trying to play against actual people and test out the killer against, I don't know, people with, like working brain cells. Yeah. And they just DC. It's really annoying, man. It's really annoying.
These changes are not enough. Beautiful, sweet. Yeah, she's kind of just body blocking. She can't get a save here. She quit. All right, GG's.
At 5 gens
to the point where survivors are actively trying to get hooked and die on purpose just to give the killer a debuff for the remainder of the trial.
Tunnel me. I'll put my face in your face.
Well, what do you mean? You did that choice.
Ayo.
Hey.
25%. So fucking worth getting tunneled for.
This is the exact problem that I was just talking about previously in a different stream, right? There's gonna be some instances in which survivors will literally body block you like these motherfuckers are linesmen in a Super Bowl game, right? Not linesmen, what the fuck? Linebackers, what the fuck? Anyways, these motherfuckers will sit there and try and body block you like linebackers in a Super Bowl game, bro. Like there is fucking like their entire generational wealth and heritage on fucking bet on DraftKings or some shit. Anyways, they will do everything in their power just to die. Primarily because in this new update, when you do tunnel out a survivor, every other survivor in the trial gets a crazy fucking boost to generator speed. So not only do survivors already have like access to completing generators fast as fuck, on top of that, one of them can honestly just fall on the knife, take a dive, ride for their homies instead of riding on their homies or with their homies, and just die, right? They die. They do the gen super quick. It doesn't even matter. Like now we're kind of in like some weird like state of play where getting a survivor out very quickly is a bad thing rather than a good thing, which has never been the case in like the 10 years of DBD, which is fucking insane. Like this like completely levels comp DBD, at least in like my headspace, right? Because in comp DBD, the first thing that they do is hop into a lobby and immediately find one person. Whoever, like the first person they see, that guy ends up getting tunneled out. And once that guy is tunneled out, it becomes a 3v1, which makes it so much easier for the killer to handle, makes it a lot easier for him to even have a chance in like the trial, right? But now it's like they do that in comp, you basically just hand them the win. So you have to make sure you're not tunneling one person. So you have to make sure, like, bro, and like if all 4 survivors are wearing like the same skin and you're not like paying attention enough to like your HUD, bro, like you're so fucking cooked, bro. It is insane. Hey Zay, how's it going?
See ya. Damn.
Huntress, I will force you to tunnel.
Like, look at this, bro. Look at this shit, bro.
Pick me up.
Look at this shit, bro.
You coward! Go ahead, put me on the hook!
Look at this shit, bro.
Yes! Glory me! Enjoy your 25% gen repair speed!
Look at this shit, bro.
You just know the update is
But I'm in prison, man. Put the motherfucker in a straight jacket.
bad when the survivors are literally
This guy needs to be
celebrating
tested psychologically.
dying. Also, which fucking genius over at Behavior Headquarters decided to make the unhook protections last 30
I didn't understand
seconds
this either.
long? So
I
many
didn't
people on
understand this
Twitter
either,
have
bro.
already exposed how you can easily abuse this feature.
Yep.
All right, and then
Yep. Look at this. Look. Yep.
Yeah, see,
You
can
body block
continuously do
forever.
this. I can
Yep.
just sit here. You can't hit me.
Now, it's very important to note that these changes are merely being delayed, so they can be reworked and tweaked a bit, and are likely not being scrapped entirely. So let's not celebrate too hard quite yet until we see what else they can come up with.
And like I said, when they do end up implementing these changes in most likely like 3 to 6 months, whatever the fuck it's going to be, or whenever the Sinister Grace update comes out, which I'm not like too connected to DBD exactly right now. But at the same time, when this does come out, it's probably not even going to be better. Like it might be not even like a like a nerf to like what they had in mind. It's probably gonna be like a side grade. You know, it's gonna be like they're gonna implement some different shit that's honestly not gonna be any better, and honestly it might actually make it worse overall. Let's be honest. This is Dead by Daylight, and this is behavior we're talking about.
Because you should never underestimate behavior in their urge to make the worst possible decisions for their own game.
Yeah.
Now, with all that being said, I want to mention something I noticed.
This guy knows
on my
everything.
last video showing how ridiculous the PTB was, I got a few people who were very upset in my comments, who were defending the match I showed and even saying that these changes are great for the game, but when forced to actually defend their positions, it usually just goes something like this.
If you can't win games without tunneling, slugging, and camping, you're just a bad killer. Sorry to say.
I respond saying, I'd argue that if you can win without doing any of these things with a killer that isn't high tier, the survivors you're playing against are likely uncoordinated, inefficient, and overall just not very good. Good survivors force your hand at these tactics.
AKA
and if you don't believe me, I can put
shit.
together a team and you can play against us in a custom match and see for yourself. I've done this many times on stream with people live on Twitch to prove this point, and so far, every single person has been unable to get even a singular kill. And so they respond saying, I don't play killer. And to the surprise of absolutely fucking nobody, the only people you can find actually defending this horribly brain-dead update only play one half of the game, yet think they hold some sort of intellectual authority entirely predicated on the basis of their own non-existent expertise to dictate how the game should be played and balanced.
This is exactly why I always advocate, and a lot of people give me shit for like this take, but I always say, if you have less than 1,000 hours played in Dead by Daylight, your opinion means literal jack shit to me. I don't care if that's like some like offense. I don't know if that's like some fucking like diss, bro. But like, take it how it is, right? If you don't have 1,000 hours minimum played in Dead by Daylight, you haven't played enough of both killer roles, and you haven't played enough of each killer role for a extended period of time. And like this is why I say this, right? For 1,000 hours to go through, you've played through multiple patches, multiple updates, multiple iterations of the game, like changing and changing and changing. And if you're playing on one role, like let's say like for instance, 500 hours on both roles, that's going to take a good amount of time, right? You're going to go through different changes. You're going to see how like every change affects every killer in every patch. And then when you're playing Survivor and you're just like Survivor main for like the other 500, you're going to be able to see like how the changes affect you as a Survivor. And then you're going to be able to tell like, okay, well, when I was playing Killer, this felt a little, I felt very underpowered compared to when I was playing a Survivor, and then like, you know, vice versa. And then you kind of like get this understanding of like, okay, I played both sides. Now I kind of like understand what is actually good for the game and what actually isn't, because I've had enough experience on both sides to kind of formulate an idea of how things should be, or at least an idea of how things should be, and to make it even, or at least like somewhat balanced. Which, let's be honest, guys, and every Dead by Daylight player knows, every Dead by Daylight vet knows, there is no balancing Dead by Daylight. As like DBD OGs, I guess you could say, we just want the game to be like somewhat, at least near balanced, right? At least like give us the opportunity to exploit that like that balancing in some way, right? Like Survivors are like honestly always overpowered, at least have been for like the past like year or two. Give us a chance to fucking tunnel one person out, bro. Give us like some chance to like even compete, because against like Swifts, there's nothing you could do, bro. There really isn't.
Peak DBD discourse. You know, I don't know anything about hockey. Maybe I should go to a hockey game and tell all the players how they should be playing. Do you hear how fucking stupid that sounds? Anyways, believe it or not, I actually don't mind the idea of addressing things like tunneling, camping, and slugging at all, and have actually advocated for these tactics to be addressed in the past, but behavior seems to have a fundamental misunderstanding of the balance structure of their own game. Because before you can actually bring changes like this to the game, you first need to work with a more balanced foundation, or else you're essentially trying to build a sand castle on a lopsided hill. The top side will collapse onto the bottom side, and the bottom side just won't be able to support all the weight on top of it. This means first, behavior needs to bring the top ends of the game down and bring the bottom ends of the game up so they can stabilize and find a place around the middle. And only after they do that can they begin to actually bring these sorts of changes to the game in a healthy manner for both sides. This is step one of
my thing is, right, and like something that like I've been really like struggling with, and I'm having a hard time like actually like formulating like some idea or some instance in which like a lot of these changes make sense. Don't get me wrong, I agree with tunneling being a problem. I do. There's not a lot you could do And I agree with like the slugging, right? It's so annoying to have to sit there for 4 minutes. I feel like they could have done maybe something a little bit better. My thing is, and I may not have the solution to it right now, right? Because that kind of like takes like a lot of brain power to formulate, and there's so many like little things and nuances that you have to think of. Yes, I understand that. I am one man, aka they have a full team on their side, which they probably should be able to like think of better ways. Anyways, my thing is, and the problem I have with the update is they're adding in too many massive changes to Dead by Daylight at once. At once. Why are we getting massive tunneling changes, massive killer changes, massive survivor buffs? Like so many of these changes that you need to implement one at a time to see how they affect the game in a long term, right? Like give us the anti-slug reduction or whatever the fuck they want to call it, anti-slug update. Give it 6 months. See how the game does, see how the community reacts, see how the game flows for 6 months with this change. If it's doing great, if it seems like the DBD is in kind of like a stabilized, balanced spot, all right, cool. Now let's implement the tunneling reduction. You know what I mean? Why are we giving like this like fucking load of buffs all at once? Like it's fucking overwhelming, bro. I don't understand it.
Building anything, a balanced foundation
It's gonna bug the
is
game
key.
so
Solo
much.
queue is too weak, Swifts are too strong. Lower tier killers like Trapper are too weak, and higher tier killers like Nurse are too strong. Just like you can't expect your average solo queue team to beat a good Nurse or Blight while they tunnel, camp, slug, and run full meta, you also can't expect your average Trapper to beat a full meta 4-man Swift on comms, especially without tunneling, camping, or slugging. Both sides can be dealt totally unfair positions where the game feels like it's rigged against them. And every much needed buff to the bottom end just results in an unneeded buff to the top end for both sides, which is why when they make buffs for solo queue players, Swifts just get stronger, and when they make buffs for lower tier killers, higher tier killers just get even stronger. See, the outcome of most trials is determined by who possesses the most advantages, and the number of these advantages can vary drastically per trial. Now, some advantages are fine, but the presence of overwhelming advantages forces each side to do everything they can in order to equalize the playing field, and usually these things take the shape of different tactics and playstyles that are unfun for the other side. This is why I hate those tribalistic us versus them arguments, because you're too busy hating the player and not the horribly designed game. No side has the moral authority to dictate what the other side should and should.
This is what I was saying earlier, though, on the note of like, we don't even like want it to be completely balanced, you know, like as like a killer main, right? I don't even care if it's completely balanced. Like, I'm okay with playing an uphill battle. Bro, I fucking main Trapper and I mainly play perkless. Every battle I have is uphill. And that's totally fine. But at least like give me some like semblance of having a chance in the trial. You know what I mean? Like, not I hook a survivor, I can't even see if the survivor is getting unhooked. When the survivor gets unhooked, he basically has like some fucking bootleg OTR. On top of that, they have the elusive status effect. So if I am running an aura builds are kind of fucking pointless now, because now they're elusive, they're undetectable. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Scratch marks go away basically in an instant with the new girl's perk matched with like lightweight. So I don't know, man. It just kind of seems like just like this weight on the killer's shoulder just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And like for survivors, it's kind of like, and survivor and then killers are like, way the fuck down here, like, bro, help.
And do to win in a PvP game, and many within the DBD community have a really hard time grasping this concept. Honestly, I believe that the top ends and bottom ends of this game are what cause the vast majority of its balancing problems, and these band-aid fixes don't actually address the root cause of the problems at hand. Though I believe there's a possibility that they can rework these initiatives into something salvageable, the core issues within the game will still remain.
Yep. I said this too. Bro, I swear to God, I stand on this hill. I haven't seen any other creators video. The PTB was like already like 5 days ago or something like that, or maybe like a week ago. By now, or by the time like we're talking about this, correct? PTB has been like it's been a while. I can honestly say I played the PTB for like 2-3 hours. This killer, the Krasue, unfortunately, is one of the best looking killers in Dead by Daylight history. without a doubt, they absolutely fucking cooked on the like the cosmetic, you know, side of the killer, right? But on the gameplay side of the killer, it is probably one of the worst and pointless killers I've ever played in DBD history. The power is so fucking pointless. It is absurd. Like, she hasn't even released and she needs a rework. We're talking like Skull Merchant level of needing to be reworked immediately, bro. Do you guys remember when like the Skull Merchant like PTB came out and everyone was just like, oh my God, this is going to be one of the worst fucking DLCs in DBD history. And it was massively hated. This is gonna be Skull Merchant 2.0 here, right? It's gonna be another just hate fest on this killer because her power is useless, bro. Why would I go through turning into a head or like having to shoot someone 3 times to infect them and then injure them when I can literally go up, M1 them again? And like it makes you have to do so much extra work just to get 1 health state or turn into a fucking head and risk some lunge that you can't turn or strafe with. It's some straight fucking lunge, like if it's Chucky, but worse. And it's so easy to dodge by survivors. Why would I do that when I could just, I don't know, walk up to someone and just M1 them? Like, I found more use out of like not even using any of her abilities and just M1ing than I did ever with her abilities in the game. It was faster like to down survivors just M1ing and recovering from the M1s, you know, the wiping the blade or whatever, than it is to just actually infect them and then down them. So pointless. I saw what I said.
Hey, bro.
He dresses like a white rapper.
This is the killer's ability, by the way, guys.
Okay.
This is the killer's ability.
Yeah.
Oh my
Pointless.
God.
So pointless.
She's finally accepted that she just has to break the ballot because her ability is fucking useless. Oh my God. It's so bad, bro.
Yep. I'm so glad he's thinking the same exact thing that I am, bro. This is the first.
This is the easiest shit I've ever played in my life, bro.
This is the first
you could cut my
opinion
thumbs off and I could still play this shit.
I've had.
This shit is way too
Other
easy.
than my own.
They gotta turn some of this shit down. They gotta wind some of this shit back. They gotta reel some of this shit in. This is painfully easy. Painfully easy. Like, it's not even. It's at the point where I'm not even having fun. I'm not even having fun right now. It's just so easy.
Great.
It's
so bad. So bad. Yeah, so I want to say beautiful fucking video, bro. Like absolutely beautiful video. Like, that guy needs like a hand job stat for all of the like on fucking point things that he has just like said right before our very eyes. It's very tough to like, you know, see these things and not go on like a tangent, not go on like a rant, because like I said before, I'm so passionate about the game, but they're like, just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if they had like some creative or like some fucking team switch over their behavior, interactive, but all I know is it just kind of seems like behavior cannot put out anything good. When was the last time behavior put out something good? I honestly can't remember. It had to have maybe been before Kaneki. The second like Kaneki came out, all these bugs started happening. Kaneki was massive. Everyone started hating him. He was like so fucking buggy to begin with. Fucking flying through the sky and shit like he was an airplane. So when was Kaneki? Like 6 months ago? 7 months ago? I don't know, man. DBD has kind of just been like L after L after L with their updates and their drops when it comes to DLCs or what would you call it, events, I guess you could say. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, and I like pray it gets better. I really do. But like, as far as like me, like right now, like I'm just taking a break, man.
He's yapping in the fog, never lost for words. Looping like a legend, though it's all a blur. Content so crisp even when he's late. Imposter games, chaotic but great. Where's